we have a ton of stuff to do today. And the first one is getting the horse feed and chicken feed into the back here so I don't have to carry them one by one. I got 2 bags each of the horse's feed and 2 bags of the chicken feed, so it's a lot. I didn't want to carry it. So that is first, to get that stuff unloaded, and then we will get busy with the other stuff we need to do.
Hi, you can help. Back up, please. Back up, back up. Good girl. Right, good girl. It's okay. This is the chickens. Yes, that is your grain. Hey! Hey! Zara, stop it. No. No. Come here. Zara. Zara. All right, then last but not least, I have supplements, which we haven't had for a while actually, and a couple more of these guys to throw around, apparently, fences, and our Cal Ranch was having a Milwaukee sale, and I have this, you've probably seen it, little tiny, what's it called? Not DeWalt. Anyway, like cheapo 12-foot measuring tape, and I would like a nice, good one, so I got one. All right, so we need to, Zara is completely out of grain. In fact, they didn't get any grain this morning, so we are going to do that as well. Which they should be very pleased about. Oh. Yes, Zara, I know. No, no. Not a free-for-all. Here goes Zara. There you go. No, no, your bucket's over here. No, your bucket's over here. Come here. Come on, back up, back up. Come here. No, back up, back up. Come here, Missy. Hey, hi. There you go. Up, up, come here. I love these easy open bags. There we go. I actually think so this space, we are actually going to be putting the tractor in here because it really needs a place to be covered, and this is the only place that we really have for that. So I need to get these crates or these flats out of here and move some stuff around so that we can get the tractor in here, but I still need to be able to put the feed and everything in here as well. So it's going to be a little bit of a puzzle to put together. But I think for now, at least, I'm at least going to move the feed all next to each other. All right, but I have too much other stuff to do right now to deal with that. So we are just going to get this other bag and the other ones into the chicken coop and then get busy on the garden. I don't think I've ever shown you guys the inside of the chicken coop. I mean, it's nothing fancy, but this whole side is, so this side is the girls' coop and their egg doors, and then I just need to put some shelving in on this side, and then this side can have me shelving too. And then we did get our electricity put in, so we have a light bulb up here now and a plug-in and the switch here. And these I've just been storing. Well, we've got all of the grubs, which I just got another huge box of, that I need to start feeding them. I don't really need food right now, so just get these stored away. And then this guy. Whew. Okay. Done. Okay. Whew, it's actually quite a bit warmer out here than I was expecting it to be. In fact, it's just been warmer all around. It is October 6th, I think, 5th or 6th, something like that. And we have had our first frost, and it was like right at 30 to 32. And thankfully we were gone on our camping trip for 2 weeks, but Mom was staying here and she was able to cover pretty much all of the sensitive stuff. So there's a few things that didn't really make it through, but for the most part everything did. And then we're kind of flirting with frosty type temperatures. Like last night it got down to 35, but the rest of the 10-day forecast, I think we have another like 38-degree forecast, but otherwise it's in the 40s at night. So it's just totally extended the growing season here, which I'm a-okay with. However, it means that you will have just seen my September garden tour that I did right before we left on our trip. And we just got back 2 days ago. And I came out here and started to harvest some things. I'll show you what I've already picked. And I just got totally overwhelmed with everything that now needs to be done. I really was thinking like the garden would just be completely done by the time I got home because of cold temperatures, because we were supposed to have our first frost in well, actually, we were supposed to have had our first frost even before we left, September 15th, and it just hasn't happened yet. So, or not consistently. And our daytime temperatures are in the 70s and even all the way up into the 80s, which is, again, just kind of insane to me for October. But I'm not complaining. However, like I said, I am a little overwhelmed with the amount of stuff that now needs to happen. And I mean, granted, a lot of this was going to need to happen when I got home anyway. But to help with that, we are going to make a list. And I decided that it would be better for me to come out to the garden with the pen and paper, walk around, look at everything that is out here, and like write down, okay, so I know I have a half a bed of cabbage left and it all needs to get taken care of. I already have this written down, but my garlic needs to get planted. I did get that as well when we were gone. And then I have a gajillion peppers that need to have stuff done with them. A lot of them are still green and I'm probably going to leave them, but I would like to get at least some of them in and some hot sauces started. I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to do mostly fermented or not, or a mix. I haven't decided. So that's also something I need to figure out. Oh yeah, there's a lot. And then there's a lot of herbs. I'd like to get some more of the straw flowers in to be dried. Yeah, just there's a lot. There's a lot. So we are going to write it all down. Oh, and I still have not done my organization in the shed. So that's a disaster still. And I have all my pumpkins in there. They all need to have something done with them. So let's just write that down. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to write down each of the things. And then each of them will probably have multiple steps for whatever I'm going to do with them. So I will figure that out after I've written that, just like the master list out. Yeah. So why don't we meander around the garden and figure out what we need to do. All right. So this first bed here, we have a couple of little tiny banana peppers that, actually one fairly sizable banana pepper that needs to get harvested. So I'm just going to write peppers because I know I have a lot of peppers to deal with. And then I have a bunch of cilantro. Actually, some of this is going to seed, so I want to get that all collected. The beans, that was one of the things I did harvest. I don't know why our neighbor's dog is barking like crazy at the moment. The beans I harvested the day after we got back, so there's really nothing, there wasn't very much left on them. But I did see a bag of them in the refrigerator as well. So something needs to happen with those. But honestly, I could just pull these plants out. Do I want to start doing that kind of stuff? I'm kind of tempted. I think I will. I think I'm going to pull some stuff out that's done. And the other thing will be, I'm sure, the cucumbers. As you can see, they did not like the cool temperatures even being covered. Mom had to do a bit of a makeshift thing with getting the shade cloths all held down. But I am super grateful that she did all this work. Okay. Let's see. Let's just put that there for right now. But yeah, these guys are not looking fantastic. But we do have some very large cucumbers in here. All right, I'm not harvesting right now. That's not our point. Okay. Point is cucumbers. This bed, oh, you have to see this. Let me bring you up closer. This sunflower is crazy. This is the one that was all budded up, but hadn't, like none of the blossoms were open yet. And now look at it. Every single blossom is open, and clearly it is too heavy for itself. But oh, it's stunning, and it's just covered in honeybees and other pollinators. So love it. So yeah, I'm not doing anything with this, but there are a bunch of calendula in here that I want to get harvested as well. I could just write down herbs, but I kind of want to be specific about which ones I'm getting. So write down cilantro too. I need to quit picking things. Woo. And these cosmos here are in full bloom as well. There are some other bean plants here. I have a couple of beans on them, but I think I'm going to pull these as well. Yeah, they're going to get pulled. And the rest that's in this bed are just carrots, which they can stay. And then this is one of my Sugar Rush peach peppers that didn't get covered. So I'm just gonna pick everything off this. They're not quite ripe, but it's time. And super funny. So we harvested all of the celery quite some time ago, and I didn't pull them out of the ground. I just cut them, and they are all growing. I just put the celery tops back on them as kind of a mulch, and they're all growing back. But we do still have a couple of big stalks here that I should probably harvest. But I think I might leave them because they don't mind cold temperatures. So I'm going to leave those for now. So in my bins here, I've got straw flowers. I have status. Anise hyssop. This was our other bed of her row of, what is this stuff called? Celery, which is also all coming back. Onions still not quite ready to pick. None of them are folded over yet, so we're gonna just let them keep going. And again, we left a couple of stalks, so goodness gracious, they're a forest. I had stopped picking all of my, what is this stuff called? Chamomile, but it is just going bonkers. So I did get another big handful of them last night, but I'm mostly stopping those. My corn, this one is pretty fun because I actually have some decent sized corn stalks. They're just barely forming up. I can feel down in the bottom here. But I actually, if I had planted these in the right time, I would have had corn, which is kind of fun. But again, I'm just going to leave these to dry. I'm planning to use them as fall decorations if they ever actually dry up. But for now, just going to leave them here, and I'll probably pull these and just see, but I'm going to leave them for now. And this actually was the dent corn, which is the kind that you let dry and then you grind it up for cornmeal and stuff. So yeah, that's that bed. The peas back here, they're pretty much done. I just need to pull those out. My mammoth sunflowers also have had time to actually blossom, which is so much fun. This one, and then the ones over by the gate over there. Just so cool. They definitely aren't anywhere near the size that they were last year. They were 9 feet tall, but it's kind of fun that they have blossomed. All right. This bed, I finally have broccoli. It's so crazy. I actually have a head of broccoli. It's just amazing. So yeah, I'm going to pick that because it definitely needs to get done. So mostly this bed is covered because I have tomatoes in here. Tomatoes. Look at this sunflower too. Isn't it so cool? This bed has my tomatillos, which are just bursting like crazy. So I'm going to pick some more of those too. And this corn, I do again have stalks, but none of them are have really any corn. I pulled one off and it was didn't have anything, but there's a ton of actual corn on them. which I just think is crazy, but very cool. All right, this is more tomatoes. Oh, these are my Sugar Rush peach peppers, which I do want to get. All right, so that is everything. The cabbage is down there. Oh, I have the potatoes. I do want to dig those up. Or rather, potato plant, singular. And then, of course, all of the peppers and tomatoes in the hoop house, of which there are a lot. Okay, you know what? We're going to go for an easy win, and we're going to go dig up potatoes. This potato plant actually did halfway decent, so we might have at least a handful of potatoes in it. I believe this would have been a Yukon Gold, and this was just a volunteer from last year. Oh, yeah. That's a funny little guy. Or maybe not. That might have been some in total. Ta-da! Our potato harvest for 2024. Like I said, an easy, quick win, check off the list. All right, well, I think what I'm gonna do next is gather all the herbs that I wanna save. Actually, that's kind of silly. That should be the last thing. Let's get the cucumbers, pull out the beans, since this bed is right here. Yeah, let's do it. All right, beans are out. I'm leaving the roots in the ground and like some of the leaves and stuff, because these beds need a ton of work done for the soil health. And I think just leaving a lot of, as long as it's not diseased, leaving it on the bed to just decompose in place is a good idea. These banana pepper plants just did so amazing. I definitely want to save seeds from them. They did so well. So this is what I had harvested the other day, right when I got home, and this would be why I'm harvesting things, because mice. So like you'll notice that most of my tomatoes are, just blushing, and that's because the mice start to eat them as soon as they start blushing. So I pick them and let them ripen inside. All right, these are my tomatillos, which I did a pretty good job of harvesting, but
In case you don't know, tomatillos have this little husk on it, and when it splits, which this is a prime example of one splitting, it means that it is ready to be picked and used. The other way that you can know that they are ready is, like, this one isn't split, but it literally, I barely brushed it with my hand and it fell off. So, or ones that you find on the ground that again might not be split, but they are clearly ready to come off. This plant in particular has given me some really good sized tomatillos. A lot of them are more like that size, so pretty big difference. Have a whole other harvest of them to go. All right, let's check these tomatoes. And they cannot see into the interior at all. I think that's actually one of the disadvantages to this particular trellising system, is that it holds everything up so well that I could just keep shoving branches back in, and then it just got so thick. I have heard that if you pick the whole tomato plant, root and all, and hang it upside down, that it will, like, fully green tomatoes will ripen. Because mostly, at least as far as I know, like, if you pick a fully green tomato, it won't continue to ripen. So if I get to the point where I still have a lot of really green tomatoes on these guys and we're gonna get a killing frost, I might try that. Have you ever tried that? Have you ever heard about it? Let me know if it's worked. All right, moving on. Oh, holy moly. Oh, goodness gracious. Look what was hiding. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, I might have to sit this one here for... Oh, and another one. Oh, man alive. I mean, seriously. All right, these I'm just gonna pull all out. All right, it is gonna be way too hot to be working in the hoop house right now. So I'm going to bring in what I have and take care of that. And my baskets are basically full anyway, so I kind of need to. And then I will come back out this evening when it cools down a little bit and we will finish up.
All right, I consolidated baskets. I didn't actually bring everything inside because I was lazy. Let's just call it what it is. I was lazy, didn't want to. So I consolidated baskets because I know I have a lot of at least cherry tomatoes. I don't think I really have any big tomatoes, but I know I have a lot of cherry tomatoes. And then I haven't decided yet how many more peppers I'm going to pick, but this is the pepper basket. So let's start with tomatoes because I know that I'm doing those. So actually first, I'm going to take care of this mess of tomato branches that I pruned the other day. This middle guy was so overgrown that I think it broke. I just have zip ties holding it to the T-posts, and I think it broke the one down there because one of them, the whole thing was like leaning that way. So I came along and I hacked off everything on both sides. So now I have a bunch of stuff on the ground here that I should get out of the way. I definitely hacked off a bunch of branches that have had little baby tomatoes on them, but these probably don't have time to ripen anyway. I also have some kind of sickly looking guys that need to come out probably. But for right now, let's pick some ripe tomatoes. Let's start down at this end. It's incredibly difficult to see in here, but you can see that there are quite a few tomatoes ready to be picked. Oh, and some that have split. I'm gonna put those on this side. So you might remember that I planted 3 different grape tomatoes, mostly because I couldn't originally find seeds for the Juliet, which is my favorite grape tomato. And they're all 3 very similar to each other. I believe that the Verona is supposed to be a improvement on the Juliet. Anyway, I don't know which ones are which. And I mean, they're labeled, but like once they get up here, I can't really tell which one is which. But let's see. This is the Valentina. So my Juliets in the past have never gotten very significantly large. I mean, they're like little grape tomatoes, pretty much like this. This one, I believe, is actually from the Valentina. What did I just say? Yeah, Valentina, not the Juliet. But I believe that the ones that are coming off the Juliet are about this size as well. Maybe a little bit more like this size. Yeah. So these are my normal Juliets. These are the Valentinas. And then these guys are from the improved Juliet Verona plants. The funny thing is that one of the channels that I watch, Living Traditions Homestead, one of his favorite tomatoes is the Juliet grape tomato. And his are always really big like this, but mine have always just been around this size. So it's super interesting. Of course, he lives in Arkansas, so they have very different weather than I do, and their tomatoes do very different things than mine do. Anyway, just thought it was interesting that these 3 are quite significantly different from each other. I'll have to do a taste test. Well, why don't I just do a taste test right now? Oh, that's sweet. So that's a Valentina. Yum. I believe this is the Juliet. I mean, just a really good, solid grape tomato. Like, perfect to pick and snack. I love them. I mean, it's a good tomato. I wouldn't say it's not as acidic as the Juliet, which is kind of something that I like about the Juliet. It is really meaty though, which is kind of cool. So actually could be good for being used as a sauce tomato because they almost are the size of Roma's, which is kind of funny. The Valentina is definitely the tastiest, but I don't know that it's worth it because they're so small. These guys are just buried in here. Once again, folks, this is why you prune your tomato plants. Makes your life much easier. One of the really great things about all of these, it seems, is they don't split, which the Juliets I knew that they don't. But even the bigger Verona ones don't seem to be splitting. It is getting dark so much earlier now that I don't have a lot of time after dinner to do things out here anymore. I should probably put a light in here. Okay, I think that's it on this side of these guys. None of my big tomatoes are really ripe yet. These are my Ananas Noir. I've got a big humongous one down here, which is just beautiful, but still greener than green. I have one that's starting to kind of ripen back here. And then I have a few of my San Marzanos, Federales, Jersey Devils. Again, I don't know which is which, that are starting to ripen up as well. These are all paste tomatoes. It ended up getting dark really fast last night and I couldn't see anything anymore. So we're back out here again today. Today, I just want to grab the rest of the peppers. I'm definitely not going to be picking everything today because, like I mentioned, I want some things to still get red, and I think I still have plenty of chance for it to do that. So I'm going to pick any of the red serranos that I can find and any of the big red peppers. Oh, and it looks like my sprinkler system is going to go off right now. Perfect. Perfect timing. Any of the big red cherries that are red. And what was the other thing I was going to pick? Oh, all of my pepperoncinis. So that's what we're going for right now. I still haven't figured out what this plant is that has these tiny little green things. I don't think this one has a label either. Oh my gosh, you guys. This is the Tabasco. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I didn't realize. Okay, let me bring you closer. So these are little tiny Tabasco peppers. Isn't that so exciting? And this is just covered with them. I don't know if you can see them all. It has so many. Oh my gosh, and there's a whole other plant down here that has even more of them. Look at this one. This is the one that doesn't have a label. And I didn't even think to look at the one down there that did have a label, but now it makes complete sense. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Okay, but that's not what we are picking today. So back to our regularly scheduled program of big red cherries, which we have a few down here. Oop. This one's still a little green, but it should ripen up. There's quite a few in here that are close, but I think I will leave them to finish. Okay, we have some very full baskets, and I could probably still keep going. In fact, I definitely know there's more tomatoes that I missed last night because it just got too dark and I couldn't see them anymore. But I'm going to leave them for now. And let me show you everything that we harvested. All right, this is all the tomatoes that we harvested last night. These were the ones that I harvested a couple days ago, along with all of the tomatillos, more zucchini, our lovely broccolis, a humongous thing full of cucumbers, which I have no idea what I'm going to do with all of these, but maybe dill pickle spears? I don't know. We'll see. They might go to the chickens. And then under here, there's a bunch of beans. And then, oh my gosh, look at my pepper harvest. You can't even see it all because it's just covered up. But this like whole pile here is all pepperoncinis. This whole pile here is more banana peppers. And then under here is all of the Sugar Rush peach peppers. And then these kind of buried-ish in here are the red jalapenos, some red serranos, and I finally figured out what these guys are. I've been thinking they were cayennes, but they are actually chili de arboles, which is cool because I have a couple of plants absolutely loaded with these. So yeah, peppers, amazing. And then I just cut a bunch of flowers to do a nice bouquet. Going to enjoy these while I can. The sunflowers are just, they make me so happy, so happy. Oh, and then look at the cool grass. I actually grew this from seed. It's called Feather Top. Let's see if I can, isn't that so cool? It definitely looks like a feather top. Yeah, it's just the grass. And the grass itself is pretty low growing, so these kind of stick up really visibly. They're so pretty. So I have a couple of those in here to play with as well. So I will make a bouquet out of all of that. So yeah, I have a lot to do. There's still a lot to harvest, obviously. There's going to be more tomatillos, lots more tomatoes and peppers. I didn't touch the cabbage yet, all of the herbs. Yeah, there's still a lot, but it felt good to, pull out some of the cucumbers and some of the beans and some of the other plants that are just really kind of done for the season. It was nice to get that done. And it'll be fun to get started on some of these projects. All of the peppers, most of those are going to get pickled in some way, shape, or form. I had said that I was going to do chipotles in adobo with the red jalapenos, but I actually think I'm going to do sriracha. Or maybe I already said that. I can't remember. I keep going back and forth, but I don't think I have enough of them to do a full batch of the chipotles, and we still have a couple jars of them. We don't go through them that quickly. So I think I'm going to go with sriracha with my red peppers. And then, like I said, dill pickle spears probably with some of these, what are these? Cucumbers. And a lot of the tomatoes just need to sit on the table and ripen. I have a table set up inside for them to ripen up. And I'm planning to do a bunch of marinara sauce because we did run through most of that. So that's probably the majority of what I'm going to do with my tomatoes this year is do more of the marinara sauce. But yeah, I think that's it for now. We will be back out here. I will probably bring you along on a couple of these projects, preservation projects as well. So I will see you next time. Bye.